Good morning guys, welcome to my weekly vlog. I hope you're all well and I hope you've all had a good week. I'm going to tell you a bit about my week and then I'm going to tell you a bit more about myself. So I don't remember doing that in my other two vlogs, so here we go. Monday I went with my mum and her friend to our local shopping centre. And we ate in Greggs, we went to Tesco's and did a bit of shopping. We came home, later on in the day me and my mum went for a walk and no, I didn't fall, I was fine, absolutely fine. We had ice cream each, which was delicious as ice cream is. We just walked around the park. We didn't go as far as we usually do because it was just too hot and we couldn't bear it. So we came home. I managed to finish the story I was working on finally. So Tuesday, more or less the same really. Me and Mum went to our local shopping centre. Again, when we came back I stayed at her house to watch a new thing called You and Me and EastEnders. I came home and videoed myself reading my latest story and uploaded it to YouTube and Facebook. Hope you saw that guys. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. Later in the day me and my mum went for a walk to the park again, got an ice cream again and stupid. Sorry about that guys. Me and my mum went for a walk to the park and got ice cream again. Again, we didn't go far up because it was too hot. Wednesday, that was my payday. So I went to the range and bought the same ring light that I bought about a month ago, like an idiot. The one that, because the first one was faulty. So I brought the second one home. Soon realised that one was also faulty, so that was ready to go back. My mum left me after we'd been at centre and went to my sister's. I did my shopping with my mum's friend and then I went to Kirstal to buy the ring light. I also bought some new slippers in the shoe zone shop. I like it in there, I could spend all my time in there. And in the range and in Smith's Toys, even though I'm not a child. I love all them shops. I don't remember, I don't think I bought I bought a jigsaw, I know. Later in the afternoon though, when my mum come back, we were going to go for a walk, but we didn't bother. So I just sat out in the front garden colouring for a couple of hours. Then I came inside to watch Home and Away. Thursday, me and my mum went for a walk to the range. I took my ring light back and got my money back. Then we went in Home Bargains, Costa and Morrison's. When we got back, we went to my mum's neighbours. I watered their flowers and my mum saw to their cat. When I came home, I sat out for a bit and coloured. Then I came in and had a few cold beers. Me and Mum also went in Matalan as well. I got a black dress for an Halloween themed birthday party we're going to. my mum got a t-shirt, a really nice t-shirt actually. I was trying to work out what shoes to wear, and then I remembered that I had some black heel shoes that are brand new because I've never worn them ever, so I can wear them with my new dress because they're black and my dress is black. Obviously I'll tone it down because I'll have a coat or a jacket on or whatever. Friday I went to the doctors for the results of my heart scan, and I got the all clear, thank God for that. The dizzy spell tablets are only temporary. They did tell me I could have them where I take them as and when I need them, but I don't know when I'm going to have a dizzy spell and when I'm not. I don't think anybody knows that, to be honest. Yes, I was really happy about that, and so relieved, so relieved, because I was terrified. You see, my real dad, my birth father, he died at the age of 34 of heart disease. At the age of 21 he had open heart surgery. I don't really remember much about him, to be honest, because I was only nearly 9 when he died, and I didn't see him very often, so I don't really remember much about him, and I know what, like, bits and bats what my mum's told me about him. Good bits, of course. But yeah, when I came back from doctors, I went back to my mum's house. We went for something to eat, we did a bit of shopping, and then we went back to her house, and we went over to her neighbour's house again. I watered the flowers again. Mum went and saw to her cat, and when Mum went to see to her cat, I came back to her house and I watched EastEnders, and then after EastEnders I came home. Yesterday, me and my mum went to our local shopping centre again, where we always go every day. We had some food in Greggs, and then we did a bit of shopping. On our way home we called out the Nissa so I could get some more beer. When we got back to my mum's, we went over to her neighbours. I watered her flowers, our mum saw to her cat. So far this morning all I've done is go with my mum to her neighbours and see to her neighbours water flowers, and Mum went in her house to check if she had any milk that needed binning, and then I came home. Now I'm going to talk a bit about me and about my past and about why I'm like I am, I guess. You see, as a child, as a little girl, I was bullied. I'm sorry guys. I was bullied a great deal. I did have an amazing childhood, bullying aside, but I was bullied really bad. Not just at school, but at home too. The street I live on now, there used to be a family, and they used to blame me for all sorts of stuff, like their youngest brother and sister were twins. Apparently, I remember one day they'd built a snowman and someone in a grey coat had smashed it up. Well, I was wearing a grey coat, but it wasn't me. I wouldn't do that. I was just a child myself. Why would I do that? I didn't have all like that. I didn't have it in me to be mean like that as a child. Even now, I would never ever do that. When I was in primary school, I absolutely loved it. I was very clingy to my mum, so when I first ever started, I cried and cried because I just didn't want to be there. I wanted to be with my mum. But after a while, of course, I had no choice but to just get used to it, settle down, get on with it. And then once I did, I loved it. I loved school, bullying aside. It was just, the bullying started when I moved up to middle school. My sister was 2 years ahead of me in middle school, just like she was in all our schools. And when she was there was no bullying. But as soon as she left middle school, she moved up to high school, and I moved into the 3rd year of middle school. And that's when the bullying started. And the first thing that the main ringleader did to me was she took my lunchbox and put mud and dirty leaves inside my sandwiches. That's the first thing I remember her doing to me. I don't remember her doing anything before then. And this bullying went on for 2 years solid. Every day I'd come home crying. I'd sit in the classroom crying. When we moved up to high school, the first year there, which was then known as the 3rd year, don't ask me why, it went 3, 4, 5. But the first year I was there, I wasn't bullied because my sister was still there. She was in her final year. And then when I moved up to the 2nd year, which was the 4th year, my sister left. When I moved up, she left, and the bullying started again, and it was the same girl. But then it wasn't just her, it was a few of us too. I made a lot of friends, and I have some very fond memories of my school days, some very fond memories. But the bullying, the bullying was horrible. And I suppose in a way that's why today I'm mentally ill. It didn't just happen in school. The bullying didn't just happen in school, it happened all the time, everywhere I went, whatever I did. Even if not really if we went on holiday, but say we went somewhere, I went to play somewhere different, guarantee there'd be someone there who was bullying me, and it had happened again and again and again and again. It was never ended, and it didn't just happen as a child, it happens now, even today. But as an adult, I'm not proud of what I'm going to tell you now, but as an adult I became a cyberbully. It's something I am deeply, deeply, deeply ashamed of. Something I will live with and regret and hate and despise myself for the rest of my life. I hate myself for what I did, and just the thought of doing anything like that again absolutely terrifies me, because I came this close to getting sent down, and if that had happened I really wouldn't have coped, and I can't see that I would have been here today to tell the tale, because I'm just not strong enough to cope with anything like that. But as for the cyberbullying, the people I bullied, I don't think they can ever forgive me, and I don't expect them to forgive me. I'm just, I don't know, just the thought of it makes my skin crawl, makes me feel physically sick, just thinking about what I did. And then that day goes by when I don't think about it. But going back to my bullying, me being bullied, there was one person in my adult life who bullied me really bad, and her name's Janine. And I don't care if she sees this, her or the family. Don't care if her friends see it and they tell her, because the stuff she's done to me over the years doesn't bear thinking about. And that also contributed to what I did with the cyberbullying. She used to constantly expect me to sit around, stand around and walk around with my head down. Back then I was exceptionally timid, exceptionally shy. I didn't have it in me to stand up to her, I just wasn't that sort of woman. and I'm still not today. But that woman bullied me for years. But the worst thing she's ever done to me was, I had a friend who had a little girl, and I'd known her from being 6 months old, and I treated her and I loved her, and like she was my own daughter. I don't have any children, so she was the closest thing I ever had to having a child of my own. And this woman, Janine, got jealous, and when I left home, I couldn't afford to spend the kind of money on the little girl that I used to spend when I was living at home, because obviously now I had my own bills to pay, I had myself to feed and clothe, I had pets to feed, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So her mum allowed this woman, Janine, to start coming round and take her out. She knew I always used to go on a Saturday morning and take her out. I used to take her all over. I can't remember where we used to go. I mean, she's 33 now, and she doesn't bother with me. She doesn't keep in touch. She's not friends with me on Facebook. She doesn't want to know me, basically. And that's all because of that woman. And that woman has hurt me time and time and time and time again. But that, with a little girl, is the worst thing she ever did to me, because after that, I had no choice but to stop going round to the little girl's house, because the woman, Janine, she kept going earlier than I was, so every time I went round I was told, oh, Fiona's not here, she's gone out with Janine. So I'd be like, what? But I planned to come and take her out. I always take her out. But yeah, it happens. That is the worst thing that anyone has ever done to me. And I think about that little girl who is now a grown woman. I think about her every day, and I try and think about what kind of relationship we would have if we were still in each other's lives now. I love her. I love her as much now as I did when she was little. Even though I don't know anything about her anymore, I still love her. That love has never gone away, ever, and it never will as far as I'm concerned. She has a daughter of her own now, and I won't know her. I won't say I won't know her daughter if I saw her, because she's a spitting image of her. Absolutely spitting image of her. So I probably would know her, but I won't go up to her and talk to her because she doesn't know me. So I would never do that to a child. Also, wherever I go with people I know on this street, guarantee, I think there's only one person on this street who allows the child to talk to me. And I don't know why, because never ever in my life have I ever threatened to or harmed a child. Why would I when I won't do that to an adult? It doesn't make sense, guys. For me, it doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, wherever I go, I get bullied. People laugh at me because of the way I look, because I'm ugly and I look like a freak. People laugh at me because of the way I talk. They laugh at me just because I'm me. Just because they know that they can, because they know they're going to hurt me. And they know what buttons to press. But it's not just people who know me. People who don't know me, they take one look at me and they laugh. And they're like, oh, I don't want that freak near my kids. And I'm like, well, I've never harmed a child, and I never would. I'd never threatened to harm a child. Why would I? I know I'm rambling on, but I just want you guys to know that I'm not that kind of person. I could never, ever physically hurt anyone. And what I did, the cyberbullying, that's in my past now, but I can't forget it, and I don't expect my victims to forget it. I don't expect them to forgive me, because I think if it was the other way around, I think I'd forgive them, but then again, would I? I'm not sure about that, because I am the forgiving sort. I mean, one woman who bullied me at school, I've forgiven her because she was one of the worst ones, but she doesn't really remember. I mean, it's like she said back then we were just kids. And you know what makes me laugh? The other woman who put leaves and mud in my packed lunch and my sandwiches, she carried on bullying me when we left school. And I remember one day I was on YTS, which was a youth training scheme, and one of my friends who I met there cooked for her on our local shopping centre, told her to leave me alone and slapped her across the face. At the time she was very heavily pregnant. Bearing in mind that it must have been 1990 because her daughter's in her 33 now. She must be 33 now. And that's all it took, was for her to slap this woman across the face and tell her to leave me alone, and she only gave her a gentle slap from what she told me. So, yeah, she never did or said anything to me again after that. I'm not sure if I forgive her. Sometimes I think I do, sometimes I think I don't. Sometimes I hate her, sometimes I don't hate her. I hate her for what she did to me. But saying that, she had problems. She was in foster care. I don't know why she was in foster care, and it's none of my business. I'd never ask her. And to be honest, if I saw her today, I'd probably speak to her. If she were alright with me, there was no more bullying, I'd speak to her if she spoke to me. I'm a bit scared to speak to people who I hurt because I'm terrified of getting into trouble with the police again, because if that happened I could get sent down and I don't want that. The worst thing I did, the one person I hurt, really hurt, was my best friend's sister. So of course they're exceptionally close. So of course I hurt her. So I hurt him and I hurt the family. And that was a wake-up call. That really was a wake-up call for me. And after that I never did it again, ever. And I never will, ever. I tell myself every once in a blue moon I'm coming off medication, but I don't, guys. I don't come off medication because I know if I did, there's a strong possibility I could go back to being the horrible person I used to be. I mean, I'm still a horrible person, but not as horrible as I was back then. People hate my guts. I don't have any friends. Every friend I've ever had has hurt me. So for me, friends are nothing but two-faced, self-centred bullies. And, you know, that's wrong. That's wrong. To make friends with someone and then bully them by, you know, like, I've got friends who have made promises to me. They said, I've told them about my past, being bullied and all the rest of it. And they've all said, oh, we won't do that to you, we're not like that, blah, blah, blah. And I've told them that in the past I've had friends who were all nicey-picey when it was just me and them. But when anyone else came along, they turned nasty. When anyone else came along, when that person has fallen out with me, they fall out with me. Which is wrong, because if two people fall out, it's between two people. I can understand, like, if you're at college, I can understand the staff getting involved, because that's how it should be. Because bullying is bullying at the end of the day. But I don't think other friends should fall out with me just because just because another friend has fallen out with me. You know, out of all my friends, there's only one who really bothers with me. No one else bothers with me. Don't get me wrong, if I see them when I'm out and about, I do talk to them and they talk to me. And I do still love them. I love all my friends. Well, all those who were my friend, rather. So, yeah. Just tell me a bit about yourselves if you like, guys. Tell me what your week's been like. What's it been like? Your kids been back at school? Have you had peace and quiet? Have you had days where you don't know where to put yourself because it's so quiet? Just let me know down below and tell me what kind of week you've had. And tell me a bit about yourselves. I'd like to hear from you. I know no one will, because no one ever does. There's only one person so far that's commented on my vlogs, and I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. So please, guys, remember, feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm going to end it there, guys, so you take care of yourselves. I love the lot of you. Love yous. Take care. Bye. Ooh.